I always wondered why it took so long for some of the scientific developments that create the world of technology that we have today to take so long. Like, imagine you were living 1500 years ago. What was it that they were missing then that we have now that allowed us to develop all these incredible life-saving and life-transforming technologies that we use every day? Was it that they were missing certain tools? Was it that they lacked intelligence? Because there are certain things that I'm sure it isn't. It can't be that the human beings 1500 years ago were just dumb compared to today. That's not true. What were they missing? What allowed us? Now, certainly it's true that they missed the basic tools, but it's more than just a gradual evolution of one discovery after the next that led to today, because there have been drastic steps forward over the last few decades. And if you go back to the Industrial Revolution, there were drastic steps in a space of a few short years. So what was it that caused that change? And I think that the answer is actually religious thinking. Sounds crazy, but it's the notion that when someone understands, believes, or knows that actually the creator of the world that we see around us is the same as the creator of our minds, the same as the creator of our intellect, one is able to look at the world honestly and say, I can comprehend this, I can challenge the ideas that I see, and I can focus and understand the world around me. One classic example of this in action is Occam's razor. Right? Occam, basically a religious thinker, came along and said, actually, there's reason to suggest that there's some kind of unity of explanation behind the phenomenon that we see in nature. And that idea in itself that says that there was a unity from which everything came allows you to develop theories that connect one thing to another and ultimately develop in technology. It was religious thinking that ultimately led to science and technology developing in the way that it has. One of the biggest questions that always gets asked is, what's the relevance of religion nowadays? But I challenge you, look around at all the technology you use and the science that we now know to operate and ask, how much of that was inspired by religious thinking?